Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. You're killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
University Subaru.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, June the 15th. I've got Mel Zelenak with us today, retired professor, University of Missouri, and guy knows all about saving money.
We're going to try to save more money.
Yeah.
You know, I like to give reviews of the last show just to update people as to what we were talking about. Last time we talked about the index card. Remember, the fella can put everything on an index card. I said I could put everything I know on a sticky. Our pastor at the Crossings, Keith Simon, beat me because he said he can put everything he knows in 6 words.
All right.
But anyway, the update on the Department of Labor fiduciary rule. If you want to explain that, you can.
Well, the fiduciary rule is that when you go to a financial advisor, they need to be looking out for your best interest, giving you the best advice for you, not for them.
Right. And do you know there's several surveys been done. The most recent one I found is 2/3 of the public believe that their personal financial planner does have a fiduciary relationship with them, and almost no financial planner has a fiduciary relationship with them. They have a fiduciary relationship, but it's with the company that they work for.
But now there is a federal law that will be coming out where your financial advisor has to disclose to you what
they're basically going to be required to have a fiduciary relationship with you.
Okay.
Here's the problem, Paul. Number one, it's 1,000 pages long, the final law. It's scheduled to take effect in April of 2017. So I think you were correct on that one. However, early this month, in early June, 2 lawsuits were filed against them, and because they think the lawsuits are going to be fairly lengthy, it's going to be most likely several years before it takes effect, if it ever does take effect.
Okay. So you just need to stay on top of that.
Yes, and bottom line is that fiduciary rule won't be in effect for, in my view, several years, and who knows what's going to happen. It may never go into effect.
Okay. So that's an update on that. Now, you wanted to talk a little bit about cruising today, too.
Yeah, let's first talk about that. And less than half of the people in the United States have been on a cruise. And for my purposes, for my interest, I think it's the best value vacation possible if you follow some fairly easy tips to understand.
Now, Mel is a cruise, I would say a cruise expert, because you're on a cruise, it seems like, every other week.
No, that's not true.
Well, how often do you cruise?
Not that often.
Every time I talk to you, well, I'm going to be on a cruise next week. I'm not going to be able to answer any phone calls because of that. Yeah. But you do a lot of cruising.
Yes, we do. And we've been cruising for about 30 years.
Yeah.
And this is one area where I really, this is kind of all my feeling on cruises, to save you some money and to get a better experience on a cruise. First of all, cruise prices are very, very fluid and sometimes can change weekly or even daily. So my advice would be go to a website like vacationstogo.com, see what a deal is there, and then watch the trends on that cruise. I recently looked at a cruise. You know, I sold cruises for many years, and we're kind of out of that business now, so I think I can speak freely without a vested interest in it. But I priced one out recently, and the price changed literally the same day about 6 times. And we're not talking about a change of a few dollars. We're talking changes of thousands of dollars over that period of time.
Now, is that
Now,
because,
that's very unique, okay?
Right, but is that because the computer is doing the capacity control and they're seeing maybe it's not booking fast enough, so they bring the prices down?
Yes, and what they'll do, my experience is, what they'll do is they'll put that kind of lost leader out there for maybe 1 or 2 cabins in that category. I mean, you could get a mini suite on some cruises for $400 more than a balcony, for example, which is really a very, very good buy, but you have to catch the price perfectly.
So you have to check, you have to keep checking.
And a very good travel agent who you tell them what your needs are and you want them to check, I think they will do it for you. It doesn't take them very much time to do it. And then lock in a price. You always have 24 hours to cancel these.
Okay, but once you have locked in a price, if you see a lower price, can you change it to that? Or is there, like the airlines do, you have to pay a fee?
It depends on the cruise line, but generally speaking, if it's before what's called final payment date, you can make the changes. But if it's after final payment date, no, you can't.
Okay, we don't have much time left now.
Let's see. The problem I have with cruise lines currently is that they overhype products constantly. Shore excursions, generally speaking, we think they're overpriced, and often you can do it on your own and get a better experience. Now, there are some exceptions. If you're in a foreign country, and if you're in Jordan, for example, on a cruise, and you could go to Jordan on a cruise, I don't think I would risk going out on my own. Some people do very successfully, but there I'd be a little bit hesitant to do that.
Okay, but in an area where there is no unrest, setting up your own shore excursion is going to be a lot less expensive than buying one through the cruise line.
And probably a better experience for you. You won't be with so many people. One of the best websites out there for this type of thing is called cruisecritic.com.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to write to me, I can give them the websites.
Okay. 20 seconds.
Okay. Watch out for the extra charges in certain parts of the world before you book that cruise. For example, if you're taking an exotic cruise to India, for example, India is one of the stops one day in India. Well, the visas there can be as much as $400 per person for that one day.
Just to get off the ship?
Just to get off the ship.
Otherwise, you have to stay on the ship.
You better stay on the
ship.
All right.
If people want more information, can they email you?
Yes.
You'll email them back?
melscruises@charter.net.
Okay, Mel, thank you so much. Mel Zelenak, consumer and travel expert. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Paul.
Tomorrow, we've got the Mid-Missouri Better Business Bureau on. We're going to talk about how not to be scammed. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.